So I have with me here a number of leaders, but more particularly we have Honorable Kasim Tandaza, the MP from Matuga, from UDA. We have a series of directors from the party in the various aspects of our party management. So let me now welcome my brother Anton Mora, who is the chairman of the National Elections Board, to give an update on the elections that are happening tomorrow.
Thanks so much, SG. Tomorrow, as we are aware, we are having elections in counties around the country, mainly in the Kenya region and the Rift Valley region. We are supposed to have elections in 20 counties, but we need to count it that because as we are aware, there is a spy rally which is happening there tomorrow. So yesterday, today, tomorrow and Sunday. Then there is a Kakamega County, whereby there has been a massive registration and we thought that so there are so many contestants, more than 40,000 contestants. We decided to give them their list. So Kakamega. So tomorrow, elections will happen as scheduled. They will be starting at 8 in the morning and ending 5 in the evening. We will be doing elections in 8,818 polling stations, and we will be having almost 19,000 election officials, starting the returning officers and the guards, who will be in the station. They are being trained today, and we are going to go there with the devices. We are using, we are going to use 9,000 devices all out, and we are training the elections officials today. And once they finish training, they move to their respective stations, whereby they are expected to be there and start the elections by 8. As you are aware, our elections comes out immediately to finish voting. Within 10 minutes, maximum of 10 minutes, we usually have voting results. From there, we will be having elections in the other remaining 20 counties, which will be done on 4th March, because we have to push with 1 week. We are supposed to have those elections on the 5th, but we decided in respect of in honor of our former MP, Nyeno, to push the elections with 1 week. And we tend to believe that as it has been our nature, our elections, we know that it will be very free, verifiable, and without any violence. And we are warning our party members to resist for violence, especially violence against women. At the end of the election, we have got allowed 500,000 contestants, and after the elections, we will be having almost 180,000 party officials. And out of the 180,000 party officials, at least 30% of them will be women. That is something which the party leader is seriously emphasizing, and it must happen. From there, by the end of the whole exercise, the party will be having 580,000 elected party officials in all the polling stations around the country. And with those many demands, I tend to believe that as you are here, and you can see, and you have witnessed, that we always did have these elections, and we are the first party since independence. And not only since independence, because even before independence, there was no other party which had done grassroots elections. So we are the first party in this country to do party elections. And we tend to believe that by the month of June, we have concluded the elections all the way up to the national levels, countries, which will happen as well. Any question? Okay. Our SG is going to, pick up from the coast. He's a very good Swahili, and he's also been telling us to be addressing people in Swahili.
UDA is today Kenya's biggest and most popular party. We've all witnessed the various elections that we have won. We've all witnessed the various elections that we have won. literally a no contest. What most of you do is to hide what I call paper times. Make it appear like the government is on such a back foot in crisis. But every time we have gone to the people of Kenya, we have been vindicated by a very, very sounding validation of those most impacted by Kenya's or the UDA broad-based government's programs. Today the impact is so amazing, be it in healthcare, be it in agriculture, be it in matters of housing, be it in inclusive economy, job creation, in terms of stabilization of the shilling, which has made our imports fairly more predictable. The issue of cost of living, the reduction of food prices. But the negativity that continues in the social media and some of your media houses is a relentless effort to sabotage this government and this country. But we are very grateful that the people of Kenya have stood firm. And as Mwaura encourages our members, who are the pillars of our popularity and our strength, to participate in these elections, it's about creating popular leaders. It's about ensuring that we mobilize the grassroots. It's about creating an extensive national network of leaders and party mobilizers. We are fighting against people who are overrated in the media, people with no track record, people who don't have the kind of political institutions that we're building. Elections are won through discipline, strategy, and track record. And I think the UDA encompasses all that. So I think to a large extent, one of the reasons we call you here is a demonstration. You know, we hardly, as I told you, some of the Secretary Generals are constantly in the media. They wake up in the morning and come to the newsrooms. And then you amplify those voices, which is fair enough. That's the independence of this country that we have in terms of democracy. But other Secretary Generals come to the office and put up a political strategy. That's what wins an election. If we were to rely on some of the media houses, which I see here, we have not been winning a single election. If Kenyans were to rely on headlines from the Standard, we have never been winning a single election. But the country is more wiser than that. They know the ownership of some of these media houses and the continued sabotage. Some of them wish on this country. But we are grateful. And tomorrow we'll see the compliments of the membership of the UDA coming out in their numbers to choose their leaders. And then we will do another repeat session, the same elections on the 9th of April, next month, for another 22 counties. The repeats for Kakamega and Nakuru will be on the 28th. Nakuru was postponed because of the WRC, the World Rally Championships, so that we allow our people and our supporters to partake to that event. So I think what we are trying to say is UDA is where democracy is in process, and demonstrably, UDA is the only party that has the footprint to run an election anywhere and win everywhere. Those who say they are kingpins of certain areas, we have floored them repeatedly, and we will beat them again. We are winning in new territory that were hitherto never UDA territories. We have grabbed significant seats from Jubilee, though Jubilee has not been able to win an election, apart from you guys overrating its party leader. He could not influence an outcome of an election when he was president. He cannot influence it as a retired president who appears once or twice to just say things that he himself never did. You know? So that kind of things, those kinds of demonstrable gains by the UDA party. Tomorrow again, as the elections take root, we were just meeting the deputy party leader, who is the deputy president of Kenya, fireman himself. We will be here tomorrow also again to give you a further update on the progress and the status of our grassroots elections, and hopefully at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so that we continue to keep you guys engaged, with the hope that some of you will use your reasonable faculties to start accurate reporting of the matters of this state, and to start loving this country a little more, and tempering your hatred a little less, so that we are able to make progress as a party and as a country. Lakini hapo wengine wenu hawakuja kutafuta story, wamekuja kutwist. Sasa hivi niseme ka joke kamoja kwa tandaza, mtaficha hiyo joke. That's how much of a joke some of you in the media have become, or some of the members of some of the media houses have become. They will take the joke just now. Nikimwambia tandaza kitu hivi, badala kuongelea hii story substance. Then you wonder, this young man or woman and his editors or her editors, kwani walitoka shule gani? Yeah. Off cuff. Ile kitu mliongea sasa hivi nimwambia Maura iko hivi. Watachukua hiyo. So you've come here to actually derail, to misinform, misreport, to sabotage. But I can tell you, time and again, the people of Kenya, I have said it, I will take it upon myself to consistently, because I'm a human rights person with a background, there is no right to disinform this country. There is no right to sabotage a government. There is no right inherent in you to constantly keep telling lies. But we will allow you to go forward in the ambit that you think you're exercising your freedom. I'm not diverting, but I think as a SG of this party, I don't respond usually to most of these things that we see, because a lot of Kenyans have tended to ignore. But I must continue to make the point, because I see many young faces here. Don't allow owners of your media houses and a few angry editors or sub-editors to destroy this country. I make this point in every press conference I make, because I think it is important as a country to start having and respecting what is done, what is genuinely being done. You know, kama sisi minorities, we are fairly respected in this country. Alikuwa tuko kwa meza, siku hizi tuko kwa meza, tuko kwa press conference kama sasa hivi, tuko mahali nyingi sana. Because yesterday, KRA, a new commissioner was appointed, part of strengthening minorities. The chairman of the National Land Commission comes from Kwale. Inaonesha inclusivity. Hitherto, we never counted in this country. Alafu nyinyi mna expect utakuja utuambie mambo ya mtu mwingine huko hiyo maeneo sijua mwenyewe sijua. But anyway, we are strengthening this party, and that's what it is important. And we are strengthening it not only through elections. Elections is building the grassroots infrastructure, but on the performance of this government and the inclusivity of our economies and our politics.